Well, I see the Lee Police Cruiser making its way. I think they're just clearing the route. Oh, this is the mile race that's taking place right now, so the parade will get started shortly. This is the Wildcat Main Street Mile Race. Sam Sorrentino in the red Mustang. Want to thank Sam for providing the public address announcing equipment for today's parade. Yep. All right, give these runners a big round of applause as they come by. This is the ideal running weather. Maybe a little breezy. Can't tell if they've got a tailwind or not to work with. Hey, you get extra points for pushing the stroller, right? There you go. Nice job. There we go. I used to do a mile race up in Pittsfield when I decided to take up running at the ripe old age of 55, which was kind of silly. But let me tell you, running a 5K is actually easier than running a mile race, believe it or not. You get to pace yourself a little bit more. And we've got some more runners. They're still in the upright position. That's always a good thing, even after a mile, right? There we go. There we go. I love this color combination of patriotic shorts and an orange shirt. Who dressed you, sir? Not her, she says. Nice job. Of course, the one nice thing about Lee over the years with the sidewalks and improvements around town, become a very much a walkable community. And it's nice to be able to run down the center of Main Street and not have to dodge the cars. These two look like they've got the same t-shirt on. Is it a team? Nope, they just got Wildcats. There we go. Good job, ladies. Well, I don't see any other runners. So hopefully we'll be starting up the parade soon. We hope that you take the opportunity to, in addition to the vendors that have shown up for today, to visit all the various stores and shops. Got the Starving Artist Cafe, got plenty of restaurants. Let's go lunch. Let's do lunch. Great sandwiches, by the way. Timothy's Italian cuisine, got all sorts of goodies. One thing about Lee, we've certainly gotten quite a variety of restaurants and eateries. We're very fortunate. I'll make an extra, now that I've heard from Charles, I'll make an extra plug for the Knights of Columbus. How's that? Being as I am a communicant of St. Mary's Church, I better make sure I make note of the Knights of Columbus. Otherwise, it will cost me 5 Our Fathers and 3 Hail Marys. Well, I do see some flashing red lights on the way, so it looks like the parade has stepped off, making its way just past St. Mary's Church. Again, we ask that you please make sure everybody stays close to the curb. See a couple of young ladies up there. Get a little bit back, please. At this time, we'd like to make a special big thank you for the ongoing continued support this weekend for Founders Weekend by Lee Bank and Cana Provisions. Lee Bank, of course, been expanding, becoming more of a force in the banking community here in Berkshire County. And of course, Cana Provisions, probably now one of our more significant employers. Hold on. Hurricane Lee just blew my scorecard away. And of course, we also want to thank, once again, the Lee Chamber of Commerce and all their volunteers and what have you for putting on this weekend. It's done a good job of coming out of the pandemic. I'd say last night was you could not find a parking spot in Lee. I think you had to park in Lenox-Dale just to get into town last night. Firewalks went off as scheduled at 8 o'clock. Could hear from our house over on East Center Street. Didn't bother my St. Bernard. Nothing bothers her. But she can tell when I'm making a peanut butter sandwich when she's sound asleep. As I said, CTSB is recording the parade. They'll be playing it back at a later date. Suggest you check their website for times of the broadcast. And as is the tradition here at the Lee Founders Parade, our police department and first responders kicking off Lee Founders Day Parade. The Lee Police Department, led by their chief, Craig DeSantis. The department has added 4 new officers this year, bringing the total to 16, which includes the chief, 3 sergeants. They also have administrative assistant and a mental health co-responder. In addition, they also have 3 reserve officers. By far one of the finer local police departments in the region. And of course, one of the cruisers leading off the parade. Let's give a big round of applause for the Lee Police Department. Just be careful going out for that candy, kids. We don't have to put the ambulance in service today, you know. And right behind the Lee Police Cruiser is the Lee Volunteer Fire Department and Lee EMS, led by Fire Chief Ryan Brown. Lee Fire Department, of course, with 2 stations. Its main station on Main Street, and of course, South Lee. And in South Lee, hey, you're interrupting my speech. Hey, Ron. And in Engine 1 on the driver's side, passenger side, is this year's Grand Marshal, former Fire Chief Ron Tuna Driscoll. Driscoll joined the fire department as a volunteer in 1968. He's a native of Lee, graduate of Lee High School and Northampton Commercial College. He served in the Naval Reserves in Norfolk, Virginia. He enjoys collecting and storing antique fire engines, and is a proud member of the Society of the Preservation and Appreciation of Antique Motor Fire Apparatus in America Northeast Region, known as SPAMFA. As you can see, the department has a variety of firefighting vehicles. In this day and age, you gotta have a forest vehicle, right? There we go. And of course, the forest vehicle is kept down in the South Lee Station. And as you can tell, they take good care of these vehicles, which nowadays run about $500,000, and that's usually unequipped. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lee Volunteer Fire Department. Now coming up, we have the Society for the Preservation and Appreciation of Antique Motor Fire Apparatus in America, the Northeast region. But I like to call SPAMFA. Does that make it easier? Look it up online, it's easier. First established in Syracuse, New York in 1958, SPAMFA is an organization for the preservation and restoration of fire apparatus. You can come learn more and view some of the trucks at the show, which will be at the parking lot of the former Price Chopper, or you can go to spamfa.org. A number of members of SPAMFA have their own private collection. And it's interesting to see how fire engines have changed over the years. 1971 from Worcester. What fire department? This engine here, engine 12, is originally from Springfield. We now welcome one of our valued employers. Hey, how can I announce who you guys are if you keep honking your horn? All right. RW's Incorporated, led by their flagship Optimus Prime 50-ton rotator. Followed by a 1929 Model AA antique truck on a new flatbed. And right behind that, Mighty Mouse, 2021 25-ton wrecker. In addition to serving all over the Berkshire region, they also help maintain and deal with accidents on the Massachusetts Turnpike. RW's Inc. Also very much involved in the community, down on Route 102. If these vehicles can't get your truck out of the mud, then I don't know what can. We now have Dale and Michelle Mitchell from Tyringham Road, and a 1931 Ford Model A with a rumble seat. Dale and Michelle are riding in honor of Michelle's father, the late Aldo Pascucci, who it was 10 years ago passed away. Aldo, well known in the town of Lee, served in a variety of opportunities, including a board of selectmen, and once the organizer of the Founder Day Parade. But most importantly, he served as an Army corpsman in World War II as part of the D-Day invasion of Normandy and the Battle of the Bulge. They pay great respects to Aldo Pascucci, now 10 years. We now welcome our town fathers. Not all of them looking long in the tooth. The Board of Selectmen, Town Administrator, Chris Burton. We have Gordon Bailey, Sean Renier, and the Chairman, Bob Jones. Now one of our longtime businesses, going back to 1852, so 171 years. Some of you don't go back that far, I know. Lee Bank, ladies and gentlemen. You just lost the bag. Oh, ran it over. Hey, that's expensive swag. Don't lose it. We now have the Lee Greener Gateway Committee. Which devotes monthly service days to make Lee even better, removing invasives, supporting community gardens, maintaining trails and recreation areas, and helping the DPW with roadside cleanup efforts. And no parade would be complete without a little fife and drum. Thank you, gentlemen. That was the Lee Historical Society, one of the most active societies in the Berkshire County. We now welcome Gymnastics United, a regular participant in the Lee Founders Parade, Gymnastics Unlimited, performance team of gymnasts selected by Director Susan Kopinski, ranging in ages of 7 to 16. They train about 6 hours a week to perform gymnastics as a team. Let's give these ladies a big round of applause. I'm lucky if I can stand on my own 2 feet, let alone do that. Oh. Do any of you adults out there remember being this flexible? I didn't think so. Nice job, ladies. Take a bow. There we go. Up next is the pride of Lee Middle and High School, the Lee Middle and High School Marching Band, under the direction of Joanne Nelson. The drum major today is Alex Hochter. We invite you to join them for their free concert, which will be coming up on December 5th in Lee Middle and High School. Let's now listen to the Lee High Middle School Marching Band. Here's a new addition to the parade, and I gotta tell you, this is one of the more interesting things I've ever read. What you're seeing is an inflatable T-Rex, looks real vicious, doesn't it? Chasing a piece of meat. Well, that piece of meat costume is 8-year-old Logan Cantor. It was his idea, asking his mom, Kimberly, if they could do this. They wanted to do something fun and interesting. So it's a T-Rex chasing a piece of steak. What can I tell you? The Lee Lions Club. The Lee Lions Club formed in 1965, part of Lions Club International, which was founded in Chicago back in 1917. Lions serve. It's simple as that. They've been doing that for over 100 years. Clubs are places where individuals join together to get their valuable time and effort to improving the communities. Fine organization, the Lee Lions Club. And don't forget, coming up right after the parade, the food truck rodeo. Meadow Farm equipment. Of course, the Meadow Farm composting facility down on Meadow Road. And we have the American Red Cross joining us. Doesn't matter what it is. You can give blood, do it anytime, right? Doesn't just have to be a special blood drive. Nope. Let's give the Red Cross a big round of applause. Disaster relief, they've been busy with that this year. We now welcome Highland Farms, celebrating its 100th anniversary of providing some of the best dairy milk in the region. Located at 535 Summer Street, proud of producing fresh Jersey milk and delivering from the Berkshires to Boston and throughout New England. It's Highland Farm. And on a good day, you can smell the cows on Main Street. I'll take that smell any day, thank you. We now have a 1965 Imperial Crown 4-door hardtop, second owner in good condition, sponsored by Berkshire Merton Services. We now welcome Gary O'Brien Property Services, based out of Lee, serving all your landscaping, excavation, and snow plowing services, residential and commercial properties. Long-time business here in the area, Gary O'Brien. And they're pulling the Ray Hall race car. The 72 of Ray Hall and Gary O'Brien can be found hitting the high banks during the season at Lebanon Valley on Saturday nights. Their featured drivers, Ray Hall Jr. And we have Irish Trucking, locally owned, family owned and operated out of Lee, serving all of Berkshire County with all your material delivery and trucking services. Let's give these long-time businesses in Lee a big round of applause. There we go. No thanks. I'm on a diet. The proud of my alma mater, St. Mary's Drum and Bugle Corps, led by Miss Mary Teresa Valeri. Now let's hear them perform. Thank you, Father Brian McGrath, ladies and gentlemen. Give him a big round of applause. Standing tall, Father, you're standing tall. And of course, want to welcome Carr Hardware. It's been around since 1928, loves helping the Lee community with their projects. The choice is easy. Trust the folks at Carr. All right, if you like big, white, fluffy dogs, you're going to love our next group. Now, I know they're lovable and you want to pet them, but please stay on the side. It's the Northeast Pyrenees Rescue organization. Takes in Great Pyrenees, rehomes them. Who would want to get rid of a Pyrenees? Come on. provides education about the breed, training, and medical attention. On October 14th, they will be at the 4-H Fairgrounds in Pittsfield for a gathering of the Great Pyrenees called the Pyropalooza. That's a lot of fur. Let's give the dogs and their handlers a big round of applause. And we welcome the Mount Greylock Campsite Park in Lanesboro. And the future Wildcats of Lee Middle and High School, the youth football teams. If you're the quarterback, your aim's going to be better at come high school, I hope. Come on, coaches, teach them how to throw, will you? And here's the rest of them riding on the back of the RW's hand. Come on, who's the quarterback? Hit the table. You're the quarterback? You are. Well, their aim is pretty good. They got my forehead. And we want to welcome our neighbors, the Lennox Volunteer Fire Department. Their chief is Chris O'Brien. The men and women of the Lennox Fire Department are always happy to celebrate Founders Weekend. Everyone enjoy and celebrate the weekend safely. That's got to be the Chief's car. I love it. You're styling. Let's give the Lennox. Keep in mind the departments, one thing about the fire departments in Berkshire County, very good at mutual aid. If anybody needs help, if Lee ever needs a ladder truck, Lennox will be there for you, that's for sure. Let's give our neighbors from Lennox a big round of applause. And as always, looking sharp, guys. Also want to remind everybody, the Lee Greener Gateway Committee has their own trash monsters. They're friendly unless you don't compost and recycle. They were at the Taste of Lee last night, and they'll be throughout downtown Lee today. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, and we have the Stockbridge Fire Department. All right. Good to see our neighbors getting involved. That looks like a new vehicle. Boy, I tell you. You may wonder why it's, wow, look at all these nice, big, expensive vehicles, but let me tell you something, when you need them, they show up. And we welcome also Otis to the parade. Thank you very much. Yes, that's right. Fire department, one of the few people that still make house calls. Thank you. And we wrap things up with the Lee Police. And that pretty much concludes this year's Lee Founders Parade. We thank you for turning out. Once again, recorded on CTSB, the Water Department. Given what's been going on with communities with water issues around the country, we do all right here in Lee. And wrapping things up, there's our, is that the chief I see waving? Yeah, I think so. Yes, it is. Chief Craig DeSantis, to the left there. Thank you, Chief. And again, as I said, that concludes this year's Lee Founders Parade. Now that the street's going to be reopening up to traffic, please use the crosswalks. We do